On behalf of the 6th grade combined bands and the Shako band waiting behind you to get going after that, I welcome you to Weston Middle School, the Olson Auditorium. We are really happy to have you here tonight. We're extra happy it's not raining like it was last night for East's concert, but I still thank you for coming on such a blustery evening. We're going to play some stuff for you. First, we're going to start off with a couple pieces out of our lesson book. These are probably going to be familiar, and that's on purpose. I asked the students some of the pieces they played at the end of last year from their concert. They gave me a list, and we played through a bunch of different stuff, and I actually had them vote on their 2 favorite from that list of 5 or 6. Those pieces are Ode to Joy and Hard Rock Blues. The reason I want to play these old pieces that you've heard before is I want to show you the growth that they've made and the work that they've put in really just 10 very short weeks of this school year. My hope is also that when you hear these pieces for a second time, you go, oh yeah, that sounds a lot better. They've been working. So, I also just kind of want to show them off, and I think they're pretty awesome, and so my goal here tonight is when you leave, you think they're pretty awesome too. I may or may not have promised them all ice cream. I'm sorry. Help me out, otherwise they come back to me tomorrow. So here is Ode to Joy. Hard Rock Blues, our second piece, that's unison, meaning the band is all playing the same notes together. There's strength in numbers. Ode to Joy ups it to 2 parts. The middle of that piece has the melody and the little background harmony part. But now we're going to move into the stuff we've been spending the majority of our time. Our first actual band piece of the night is called Danza Feliz by William Owens. In this piece, you're going to hear some upbeat Latin themes. It starts off in 2 parts, meaning 2 different things being played, goes to 3, and moves on to 4 different parts, not including the non-pitched percussion like snare drum and bass drum. If we include them, we're at 5 different things going on at one time. We also have changing dynamics, crescendo getting louder, decrescendo getting quieter, and the band really has to watch me at the end. We've got a really cool ending. By the way, we've never all played together. This is 3 bands, and that was pretty cool to have 102 6th graders playing at one time. So here's our first full band piece of the night, Danza Feliz. Learning that ending, getting bands of 45, 35, and 25 to watch. I told them it's okay, they have a really handsome band director. In fact, they have the handsomest band director in all of West Middle School. They also have the least handsome band director, because the other side of that coin is true too. But we had a lot of fun watching, stopping, changing tempo, continuing to watch, and then speeding it up again. So that was a lot of fun to learn how to do that. A lot of trial and error and repetition. So that was really cool. Nice job. Our next piece is a wonderful march entitled Skyward March. It's a traditional ABA march that tells you the different sections that we're going to hear. The 2 A's will be the same. So the melody and the themes that we hear at the beginning will then be heard again at the end. And the B section of this march is different. It's quiet. It's actually a pretty delicate little chunk of music. I know that 45, 35, and 25 students can play it delicately. I'm really excited to hear 102 play it delicately. In this piece, we're also working on our articulation. That's our tonguing, how hard we start a note. In this case, we're using an accent, so we tongue it a little harder, with a little extra oomph behind it with our air to give it that little extra accent. And the difference between that and just a regular tu or ta that we heard in all of the last piece. So here is Skyward March. much. So we're going to go back to a Latin feel for our final piece of the night. This piece is called Samba La Bamba, again by William Owens. We really leaned into the Latin feel on this concert series just because it let us work on some changing dynamics and some different articulations, which the students did a little bit last year. Now we just take it and we push it further, having them do it more effectively and more often. In this piece, you're going to hear us start out unison. We're all going to play the same thing. It splits into 2 and then 3 parts, going through some cool repeated sections where the ending of each repeated section changes a little bit. And then finally at the end, we're going to bring it back together and finish in unison. When the band is done, they're going to give you a real nice bow. And then we're going to have a little bit of a transition period where the 6th graders are going to swap out with my Shako band, and we'll continue on. So I'll bring the lights up then. If you want to chat with a neighbor, feel free, and then we'll continue on. The 6th grade's last piece of the night is Samba La Bamba.